A military police officer returns home from work in the early hours and is ambushed by three armed men outside his residence. A hooded man enters a liquor store early in the morning and pulls out a firearm, demanding money from the staff. An armed masked man jumps over a restaurant counter and holds a staff member at firearm point, unaware that his colleagues are right behind him. In March 2018, CCTV footage from a residential area in Brazil captured an off-duty military police officer stepping out of his vehicle in the early hours of the morning. Three men in a car pulled up, and one stepped out armed with a firearm, opening fire on the officer. The officer drew his own firearm and fired defensively at the suspect, who fled on foot along with his two accomplices toward a nearby railway line. The vehicle the men arrived in, which had been stolen days earlier, was left at the scene and later recovered by authorities. Two men on a motorcycle target a woman who is stopped along a busy roadside, not knowing that a nearby driver is watching and ready to act. In May 2021, a woman parked her vehicle along a busy roadside and moved to her back seat with the door open. Two men on a motorcycle approached from behind, and one dismounted, moving to the open door and grabbing valuables from her. She resisted and attempted to follow as they fled. What the robbers did not notice was a car behind them whose driver had witnessed everything unfold. The driver accelerated and struck the motorcycle. One robber returned for the bike and was hit again, causing both men to abandon the motorcycle and the stolen items and flee on foot. Two armed men on a motorcycle move in on a worker unloading a truck in a busy area, unaware that a nearby civilian is watching everything unfold. In March 2018, CCTV footage captured a busy area where a worker was at the back of a loaded truck preparing to offload items. Two armed men arrived on a motorcycle and pulled up beside him with the intention of robbing him. The worker noticed their approach and immediately engaged with one of them, driving him away from the scene. As the second suspect attempted to leave on the motorcycle, a civilian who had been watching from nearby came running and launched a kick that knocked him off the bike, bringing the attempted robbery to a halt. A group of armed men blocks a driver on a quiet street, oblivious to the fact that the man behind the wheel is also armed. In March 2019, CCTV footage captured a quiet street as a man drove slowly when a car crossed his path and blocked his way. Two armed men stepped out, pointing their firearms at him in an attempt to hijack his vehicle. The driver drew his own firearm and fired defensively at the suspects. Caught completely off guard, they retreated immediately. One discarded his firearm as he ran. The remaining occupants inside the car also stepped out and abandoned the vehicle, with all four suspects scattering from the scene on foot. Always remain calm and comply during a robbery. Avoid physical confrontation, as situations can escalate quickly and put lives at risk. Contact authorities immediately after the threat is passed. A friendly reminder: kindly like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks a lot. A man attempts to rob an elderly man outside an auto body shop with his older brother nearby. In April 2018, CCTV footage from an auto body shop in Indiana captured an 80-year-old man walking with a cane when a robber approached with his firearm and demanded money. The man told the robber he had nothing, having just been discharged from the hospital, but the suspect reached into his pockets and began taking what little he had. The man's 85-year-old brother heard the commotion and came to his aid. He retrieved a wrench from his car and hit the robber, who dropped the stolen money and fell. The suspect abandoned the robbery and fled the scene. Always remain calm and comply during a robbery. Avoid physical confrontation, as situations can escalate quickly. Contact authorities immediately after the threat is passed. Two armed men rush into a convenience store demanding cash, unaware that a staff member by the door is paying close attention. In February 2018, CCTV footage captured a convenience store as staff went about their routine. Two armed men rushed in, one brandishing a firearm, and headed straight for the cashier. The cashier complied, and the armed suspect quickly pocketed some cash and fled. His accomplice stayed behind attempting to empty the register. A staff member seated near the door noticed the armed suspect had left and moved in, grabbing the accomplice from behind. A struggle broke out, and other staff joined in. After a prolonged scuffle, the robber broke free and ran from the store empty-handed. Always remain calm and comply during a robbery. Avoid physical confrontation as situations can escalate quickly. Contact authorities immediately after the threat is passed. A hooded man enters a liquor store early in the morning and pulls out a firearm, demanding money from the staff. In January 2018, CCTV footage from a liquor store in Poland captured a hooded man with his face covered entering the premises in the morning. He pulled out a firearm and pointed it at the staff member, demanding money. The employee initially appeared to comply before attempting to knock the firearm from the suspect's hand. Though unsuccessful, the move startled the robber, who abandoned the attempt and fled. The case was reported to police, who launched an investigation and published an image of the suspect seeking public assistance. Always remain calm and comply with demands during a robbery. Avoid sudden movements that could escalate the situation and put your safety at risk. A masked man enters a shop brandishing a steel with the shopkeeper standing between him and the register with no idea what is about to unfold. In December 2017, CCTV footage from a shop in the United Kingdom captured a man wearing a clown mask entering the premises with a steel in hand, threatening the shopkeeper and demanding money. Rather than complying, the shopkeeper grabbed the suspect and a struggle broke out between the two. During the scuffle, the shopkeeper managed to disarm the suspect and dispose of the steel. The robber broke free and fled the store but was pursued by the shopkeeper, who kept him in sight until passing police officers spotted the suspect and moved in to apprehend him. Always remain calm and comply during a robbery. Handing over cash is always safer than physical confrontation, as the outcome can be unpredictable and put lives at risk. A man walks into a supermarket and announces a robbery, shockingly met with little reaction from the customers and staff inside. In January 2020, CCTV footage from a supermarket in Brazil captured a man in a helmet entering and announcing a robbery. Customers and staff appeared not to understand and continued as normal. He announced the robbery a second time with the same result. One customer remained seated, continuing to drink a beer throughout. The man kept one hand behind his back as though concealing a weapon, but having received no compliance, he eventually walked out without taking anything. Always remain calm during a robbery and follow the instructions of those around you. Stay aware of your surroundings and avoid drawing unnecessary attention to yourself in the event of an incident. Two armed men on a motorcycle block a man on a busy street, demanding money, not realizing a nearby driver is watching everything unfold. In January 2013, CCTV footage captured a busy street as a man stepped out of his parked car, heading toward a shop, and two armed men on a motorcycle blocked his path. One dismounted and demanded money and valuables. The man complied and threw down his wallet. As the suspect picked it up and moved to remount the motorcycle, a nearby Hilux driver who had been watching accelerated and drove directly into them, knocking both men to the ground. One suspect was apprehended immediately on the spot, while his accomplice broke free and fled on foot. Always remain calm and comply during a robbery. Hand over valuables without resistance and contact authorities immediately after the threat is passed. A thief on a bicycle snatches a bag from a pedestrian on a busy street at night, unaware that a nearby motorcycle driver is watching everything unfold. CCTV footage captured a busy street at night as a man walked along a pedestrian route when a thief approached from behind on a bicycle, snatching his bag and shoving him to the ground as he made off with it. Unknown to the thief, a car driver nearby had been watching the entire incident unfold and pulled up close to the scene. A passenger stepped off and engaged the thief directly, overpowering him and holding him down until he was fully apprehended on the spot. Always remain calm if your belongings are snatched. Avoid chasing or confronting a thief alone and contact authorities immediately after the incident. A friendly reminder: kindly like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks a lot. A hooded man enters a restaurant brandishing a firearm at customers and staff, finding little opportunity to take anything before fleeing. In August 2022, CCTV footage captured a restaurant where two young women were seated in conversation and a staff member was behind the counter. A hooded man entered, visibly brandishing a firearm, and pointed it at the two women, demanding money and valuables. Finding nothing of value on them, he moved to the staff member behind the counter and pointed his firearm at her while attempting to take her phone. She refused to hand it over. Realizing he was being watched and had little to gain, the suspect fled the scene empty-handed before anyone could intervene. Always remain calm and comply during a robbery. Avoid drawing attention to yourself and contact authorities immediately after the situation is safe. A man bursts into an office demanding money and valuables, finding far less than he anticipated inside. CCTV footage captured a quiet office where a staff member was working at her computer when a man burst through the door brandishing a steel and demanding money and valuables. Without showing any sign of panic, the woman stood up, unlocked a small drawer, retrieved a key, and opened a larger drawer. Finding nothing of value inside, she produced only a glass cup. The robber, visibly disappointed, quietly retreated and left the office without taking anything. Always remain calm during a robbery and comply with demands. Avoid sudden movements and contact authorities immediately after the situation is safe. An armed man enters a corner shop and demands cash from the shopkeeper. Little did they know that the owner behind the counter is a trained martial artist. In December 2017, CCTV footage from a corner shop in the United Kingdom captured a man entering the premises brandishing a firearm and demanding cash from the shopkeeper. The owner, a trained martial artist, seized the moment and disarmed the suspect. He and a colleague wrestled the man to the floor, where the owner applied a leg lock and held him down. The suspect remained pinned to the ground for 13 minutes until police arrived and took him into custody. Always remain calm and comply during a robbery. Avoid physical confrontation where possible, as outcomes can be unpredictable and put everyone in the store at risk. An armed masked man jumps over a restaurant counter and holds a staff member at firearm point, unaware that his colleagues are right behind him. In January 2018, CCTV footage captured a restaurant where staff were going about their routine when an armed masked man entered and pointed his firearm at the men behind the counter. He jumped over the counter and grabbed one of the staff members, pressing his firearm against him and demanding cash from the register. The two remaining staff members behind him reacted immediately, grabbing the suspect from behind and wrestling him to the floor. They held him down until police arrived and took him into custody. Always remain calm and comply during a robbery. Avoid physical confrontation as situations can escalate quickly. Contact authorities immediately after the threat has passed. An armed man enters a jewelry store posing as a customer. Little does the owner know what he is about to do. In October 2011, CCTV footage from a jewelry store captured a couple going about their routine when an armed man entered posing as a customer, browsing the display items. Without warning, he grabbed the elderly female owner from behind, pressing a steel against her and using her to threaten her husband at the counter into handing over money and valuables. The husband moved toward the suspect and engaged him directly, causing him to release the woman. The two struggled as the suspect attempted to make his way toward the exit. The owner grabbed a stick and used it to drive the robber out of the store empty-handed. Always remain calm during a robbery. Avoid sudden confrontations with armed individuals as situations can escalate and put lives at risk. A masked man walks into a small casino brandishing a firearm and demands cash, with an Army veteran working behind the counter. In July 2017, CCTV footage from a casino in Germany captured staff going about their routine when a man wearing a Batman mask and ski mask entered and pointed a firearm at the counter, demanding money from the register. Little did the robber know that the staff member behind the counter was an Army veteran. He waited for the suspect to turn away before jumping on him from behind and bringing him to the floor. A struggle followed until the veteran applied a chokehold, rendering the suspect motionless. He secured the man and contacted police, who arrived and took the suspect into custody. Always remain calm and comply during a robbery. Avoid physical confrontation where possible, as situations can escalate and put lives at risk. 6 masked men storm a jewelry shop, demanding valuables as the staff is closing for the night, with the owner refusing to stand down. In May 2026, CCTV footage from a jewelry shop in India captured staff packing up for the night when 6 masked men entered without warning, drawing their firearms and demanding jewelry and valuables. The shop owner resisted and threw objects at the suspects, while a staff member moved in to engage with them directly. As the confrontation unfolded, the men rushed to grab jewelry from the display tables before fleeing the scene amid the chaos. 2 suspects were later detained by police. Always remain calm and comply during a robbery. Avoid physical resistance against armed individuals, as it raises the risk of harm to yourself and those around you. An armed man follows employees into a jewelry store as they open up for the day, with a veteran staff member standing at the entrance. In December 2017, surveillance footage from a jewelry store in the USA captured 3 employees unlocking the premises when a suited man carrying a firearm followed them inside. A staff member met him at the door and told him the store was not yet open. The man drew his firearm and discharged it 3 times as she pushed him back toward the exit, forcing him out and locking the door. A second employee moved to trigger the panic alarm and contact authorities. The suspect fled the scene in a waiting vehicle. Always remain calm during a robbery. If you can safely reach a panic button or contact authorities without directly confronting the suspect, do so immediately. A friendly reminder: kindly like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks a lot. 2 armed men on a motorcycle follow a man into a gas station, not realizing what they are walking into. In February 2018, CCTV footage from a gas station in Argentina captured a man who had pulled in after noticing he was being followed by 2 men on a motorcycle. One of the men dismounted with a firearm and approached him. Before the suspect could steady himself, the man hit him, knocking him to the ground. The second suspect fired from the motorcycle before fleeing and leaving his accomplice behind. Police arrived shortly after and took the accomplice into custody. Always remain alert when you sense you are being followed. Move toward busy and well-lit areas and contact authorities rather than confronting those following you directly.